I was so determined to prove him wrong that it forced me to excel. Because the more that he wanted me to do what he wanted me to do.
Which was?
My father was a licensed electrical contractor.
Okay.
So he used to force me to come to work. His way of keeping me off the street was bringing me to work with him because he had his own company as a licensed electrical contractor.
How did you feel about that?
I was disgusted with that shit because we working in these nasty fucking buildings with rats and roaches running around and shit. And it took childhood time for me because I wasn't able to be outside and play. That's really what I wanted to do.
And how old were you then? 12?
It started a little younger than that, but right around 12 is when it got serious. I would say like around 10 years old was when it started. 12 is when it got serious because my mother used to send us to different countries every summer with my father, just so we could be able to explore what it was like to live in Jamaica for a summer with the family. Same shit with England. My mother would send us to England. So when I was around, there was one summer we came out here.
You were 10.
I was like 10, 11.
Yeah.
My brother was younger than me, he's like 7. I'm staying in Morecambe them time and Preston, and we went to karate school here, we went to primary school here, and we was breakdancing, and I had these cousins that used to name Samantha and Michaela. They used to take me in Val, they used to take me to these little clubs because they used to bring us to like this little area where it was like I wouldn't call it a downtown area, but there was an area like a downtown area in the Morecambe area and in the Preston area and in the Blackpool area. And we would go and we would break dance out there with the young kids that was from England. And, you know, we had our style of doing shit from New York, and we was some dangerous little motherfuckers. Now, we was getting busy. We was making it happen. We twisting up and popping and all of this shit. So it was something where we just became a part of this breakdance community, and they was always looking forward to seeing us. We would go out there like 3-4 times a week. Other people, promoters, they would see us. They started to book us to come in their clubs. Obviously, we're too young to go in a club. So they would let us come perform 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and then we would have to leave immediately. So we made a little money that way, get a little 10 pounds here for a show, a little 20 pounds there for a show. But these are the things that we grew around. So when I was around all of this, and that started to slow down, Dad was like, okay, y'all ain't going nowhere this summer. You coming to work. Do I want to go to work? No. Do I want to be an electrician? No. Do I want to be fucking pulling BX cable through sheetrock? No. Do I want to be hammering nails and then bang my finger? No. Do I want to see rats and fucking roaches crawling over my shoes and my Timberland boots? And I don't want to do none of that. And I'm watching kids riding up and down and pop a wheelie in on the bike and music playing outside, and I can't do that shit. I used to be super angry at that shit every day with my father.
What did you want to do instead?
I wanted to rap. I wanted to make music. I wanted to break dance. I wanted to do all the shit that hip hop consisted of. Like I became the embodiment of hip hop, and it was the thing that was my excuse to not go to work.
Why did you want to rap?
Well, number one, I wanted to be the DJ first.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? The DJ thing to me though, I never really got good at it to be the DJ. I was able to do it, but I was never nice enough to become the superstar DJ. And at that time, the DJ was super important because all of the groups had the DJ name. So the Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five, Jam Master J, Run DMC. Like the DJ was always the solo. It was like he was the big shot. So when I'm not really the technology dude, you know what I'm saying? So all of this equipment shit, like it was just a little complicated for me. And then I actually became an MC by accident. And the interesting part about that was I caught 2 charges selling crack by the time I was 12. And fortunately, the laws was different and I was a minor. So I didn't see no serious trouble, but I was definitely on my way to getting into some serious trouble if my mother didn't say, all right, enough of this shit, we gotta get you out of here. So that's when she took me from Brooklyn and brought me to Long Island. When I got to Long Island, that's when I met Brown, C. Brown from Leaders of the New School, Dinko D from Leaders of the New School. Milo is my mother's sister's son, so he's my first blood cousin. But before we brought in Milo, and even before we brought in Dinko, it was me, Dinko, and another dude named Mystery. Mystery was hustling in the street too. But where we went to Long Island now, a lot of other families was thinking like my mother. They brought their kids from Brooklyn to Long Island, from Queens to Long Island, from the Bronx to Long Island. So we left the neighborhood, which is the hood we was raised in. We left the hood to come to the suburbs and still be around a bunch of kids from the hood. You know what I'm saying? So the same shit you was running from, we found a way to do the same shit in these nice neighborhoods now. And here we come as the generation terrorizing these beautiful neighborhoods. And we fucked these neighborhoods up.
When you say you became an accidental MC.
This is what happened. I wasn't rapping yet. I was only breakdancing, I was only popping, and I was DJing a little bit, and I was messing around with the graffiti. I wasn't rapping yet. So when I moved to Long Island, I meet Charlie Brown. I meet Mystery. And what ends up happening is in this junior high school now, they got like these lip sync contests, they got rap contests, and you know, we now finally getting a chance to experience what it's like to be in school where you have different periods in classes, and you in one class for 45 minutes to an hour, then the bell ring, and then you switch. I got the hallway action, everybody talking shit. Go to the next class, you flirt with a couple of chicks on the way to the next class. So all of that interaction is starting now. Puberty kicking in crazy. You know, you're 13 years old, 12, 13 now, you're starting to get your hormones just moving different. So obviously you're going through the stage in your life now where you want to impress everybody. You want to be the cool guy in school. So whenever you came to Long Island from the 5 boroughs, it was a thing. Oh, that's the new kid from Brooklyn. Oh, that's the new kid from Queens. Oh, that's the new kid from Bronx. That's the new kid from Staten Island. So me being one of the new kids from Brooklyn, it created this talk. And the rapping thing is happening. Charlie Brown was like the guy. He was like the number one rap dude in school at the time. So one day I'm coming out of the school and we get in the schoolyard, and you know, some of the kids waiting on the school buses, some of the kids is waiting to see, you know, the football game or the basketball game after school. There was like a cipher that was formed in this particular day, and it was a big one. And it was C. Brown rapping and 2 other kids, and then C. Brown was getting most of the shine. I walks over to the cipher and I started beatboxing, right? And Brown, he doing his rap shit to my beatbox or whatever, and you know, I'm keeping the beat going for him. And then everything was smooth in the beginning, like, you know, he was just rhyming, everything was cool, and you know, he sounded good. And then like probably like a good 30, 40 seconds into it, he just started disrespecting me. So I'm beatboxing for him and he dissing me, and I'm kind of like torn between, should I punch this dude in his face or should I just keep beatboxing and not be the party pooper of the party energy that we have in here.
And you were how old?
I was 12. I was 13 now. And I'm saying to myself, I'm from Brooklyn. And the mentality back then was everybody from Long Island was pussy. You know, it's the suburbs, it's the green grass, it's the flower beds, it's the nice houses. We come from concrete jungle. We come from projects. We come from struggle. So I'm looking at this dude and I'm just looking at him like, I'm gonna fuck you up like in 2 seconds because you a pussy to me, but you disrespecting me in front of all of these people. And if I don't do something, then they gonna look at me like I'm a pussy too. So as I'm getting ready to do something stupid, the rhyme stopped. Like he was done. And everybody was bigging him up. And, you know, I ain't want to look like a sore loser, even though there was no battle. He just chose to diss me for no reason. And I couldn't understand it because I'm like, yo, I'm here to support you right now. I'm giving you the beat and the whole shit. The fuck you doing? Long story short, that was the day. I said, all right, I'm going to go home and I'm going to write a rhyme tonight and I'm going to come back tomorrow and I'm going to fucking disrespect this youth in front of everybody the same way he dissed me up in front of everybody. And the next day, I came to school. I waited all day. I ain't tell nobody shit. We got back in that same yard. Nice big crowd the next day. He rhyming again. I started beatboxing for him again. Like it's the exact thing happening like the day before. So we going and I'm doing what I'm doing and everything is cool and nobody ain't got no clue because I didn't say shit to nobody about having raps ready. And the crazy shit is when I wrote my rhymes, I was listening to a bunch of LL Cool J shit. Because at the time, LL was battling everybody on record. You know what I'm saying? He's battling Kumo D, battle Ice-T, battle, you know, he was the one that was trying to take everybody's head off. And I was like, yo, I want to come like LL so I could tear this boy head off. So I ended up doing my shit and somehow it went from me beatboxing to him and for him to me telling him, yo, why don't you do a beat for me? And he was like, oh, you got raps ready today? I'm like, just do a beat. Let me just try something. So he did the beat, and I started off the rhyme on some calm shit. And then when I started to get into the disrespect lines, that's when the whole thing just started to happen on its own. Like, my frustration and then me seeing the people reacting to my shit the way that I wanted them to, it just made me more confident, more cocky, more charismatic. And that's when the whole Busta Rhymes thing started to happen. And my name wasn't even Busta Rhymes at the time. I had a fucked up rap name at the time.
What was it?
Yo, my name was terrible, yo. My name at the time, I had two. I had my name from being a part of the 5% Nation of the Gods and Earths, which that name was cooler. That was Lord Tahim, right? But somehow I abandoned that to become like the rappers that had 3-part names, right?
Is there a reason you're not telling me?
I'm getting to it. I'm just trying to help with, I'm setting it up with the proper prerequisite. So LL Cool J is a 3-part name.
Yeah.
Jam Master J is a 3-part name. All of the guys from the Fat Boys, Prince, Marky D, Cool Rock Ski, them dudes had 3-part names, right? I changed my name to Chill O Ski. Yo. That name is so fucking terrible. I know, I'm sorry, bro. name was terrible. And you know what's so crazy? I kept that name for a long time because I really thought it was the shit because I felt like
Chill O Ski.
Chill O Ski, bro. Terrible. I know it's terrible. But I really was proud of like, I got a 3-part name, like my favorites. And if you want to be like your favorites, you got to do the shit that is a replication of your favorites. And then I destroyed Charlie Brown so bad that at the end of that night, the end of that little battle, that afternoon after school, he just came over to the side and was like, yo, we should be in a group together.
And that's really the day that I guess Busta Rhymes, I guess it's a catalyst moment, the day Busta was born. You talked about how that kind of moment helped you develop your style and your charisma and the way you carried yourself. And from then till when you get signed at 17 years old, I'm curious about what happens in that moment, because that's really, you know, a lot of people at 12 years old or 10 years old or whatever want to be hip hop actors, or hip hop stars, or they want to be whatever, they want to be musicians, but very, very few make it to the top table. What happens between the playground that day and 17 years old, you getting signed? When you look back and go, it was for that reason. Was it natural talent? Is it hard work? Is it all of the above?
It's all of the above, but the first thing for me was the addiction to the reaction that I was getting from the people, and I was seeing it and how it felt in real time. And just looking at the fact that I came up with something in my crib by myself in my bedroom that was fueled by a determination of wanting to defend myself like a fight. And a lot of the times, I don't think I might have said it like this. I've said it before, but I don't think I've said it a lot. I don't know if it would have been, I had the same desire to want to be in hip hop. I had the same desire to want to rhyme, DJ, but I don't know if that moment didn't happen, I don't know if I would have pursued being an MC. At that time, it probably wouldn't have happened.
If you love the Diary of a CEO brand and you watch this channel, please do me a huge favor. Become part of the 15% of the viewers on this channel that have hit the subscribe button. It helps us tremendously, and the bigger the channel gets, the bigger the guests.